The proper tool for hand cutting a mortise is a mortise chisel. Built with straight side walls that are perpendicular to the flat back, they're more sturdy for prying out waste and square up to the mortise easier. They're also more expensive than a standard bevel-edged chisel, and that's why many woodworkers don't have a set or even one. If you're serious about using hand tools to make mortises, then a 1/4 inch wide mortise chisel would be a reasonable investment. If you're just doing a couple, then stick with your set of bevel-edged chisels. The process is still the same. Another tool you'll find valuable is a marking gauge. Not only will it give you a precise mortise location, but it'll cut a nice groove for your chisel to follow. A traditional concept for creating a strong mortise is that it should be 1/3 the width of the material it's being cut into. For a piece of 3/4 inch material, we'll need a 1/4 inch mortise, and a 1/4 inch chisel makes things easier. To start your mortise, lay out your defining lines on your board. A pencil works fine to start. Next, we'll define the width of the mortise. With our marking gauge set for a 1/4 inch, we run the gauge along both sides of the board, pressing with enough pressure to dig a little, and a second pass isn't a bad idea either. With your mortise size established, confirm the mortise width with your chisel. Regardless of whether you're using a mortise or bevel-edged chisel, properly orienting the flat of the chisel is important in providing the best cut. If you start with your chisel tip at either end of the mortise with the flat against the line, the wedge shape will push the tip past the line and mess up your mortise. So we position the chisel away from the defining line to start, and we'll come back to it later. Align the chisel against one of your side marks, and using a mallet, strike the chisel sharply with enough pressure to leave an indentation, maybe about a 1/4 inch deep. Then move the chisel back 1/8 or 1/4 inch or so from your first cut and make another. Continue this pattern for a few cuts. Now lever the chisel into the wood, lifting the waste clean of the mortise, and repeat the process up the mortise length. Once you've completed the first pass, you'll have a 1/4 inch deep trough almost the full length of your mortise. The marking gauge originally defined the sides of the mortise, but not very deep. Use a wider chisel and deepen the side cuts with the flat of the chisel against the sides, so the waste material will lift free without tearing the wood. Now repeat your chopping to make the mortise deeper. After the second level, you've created enough space to define the ends of the mortise, square to the sides. Continue chopping to your final depth and your mortise is ready to fit with a tenon. We hope this advice gives you the confidence to continue hand cutting mortises.